One pallet, one worn out old carpenter, one aim. To transform this gnarly old pallet into something similar to this serving tray. Similar, not exactly, it'll be close, pretty close, sort of. Now the inspiration for the serving tray came about a couple of days ago when we bought this magnificent old outdoor table. I love it, and I thought a serving tray made from pallet wood would complement it absolutely beautifully, because unfortunately the old blue plastic chopping board doesn't really cut it. G'day folks, my name's Uncle Knackers and you're watching DIY for Knuckleheads. Let's do this. Now the first thing we need to do for this serving tray project is to dismantle this old pallet. But before we do that, I've got a competition. Yep, my first ever YouTube competition. If you can guess how many times I say the word pallet throughout this entire video, and leave your answer in the description box down below, and I'll limit the guesses to the first 20, you'll go in the draw to win one of these exclusive, and I mean Fabergé egg rare exclusive DIY for Knuckleheads sticker. And I'll even sign it. And to sweeten the deal, I'll even throw in another sticker. Now you can't get much better than that, can you? Alrighty, good luck with those guesses, and let's pull our tools out and start dismantling this old pallet. Now that didn't take too long, and we've finished up with a nice usable stack of pallet wood. I can definitely see a serving tray coming out of that lot. Alright, let's clean this up and start cutting the wood to size. Alright, that went really well, and the pallet boards are all nice and straight. So it's now time to start assembling this serving tray. Now whenever you are joining boards together, it's good to number them, and I'm doing that here, 1, 2 and 3. That way you don't get it all mixed up when you're putting things together. And as per usual, whenever I join pallet boards together, I use my trusty old biscuit joiner. And what I'm doing here is just marking the position for those biscuits. And you might also notice how the pallet boards have been offset. That's so that when a serving tray is assembled, you'll actually see those rusty old nail holes. And we'll cut the whole thing to size a bit later on. The biscuit joiner is a very easy tool to use, and it makes joinery for the beginner an absolute piece of cake. They're fairly cheap to buy, and I use mine all the time. So if you haven't got one, I'd possibly consider going out and getting one. You won't regret it. With the slots for those biscuits now cut, it's simply a matter of lining those boards up together. Now put some glue into the biscuit slots, insert the biscuits, and then just line those boards up. Once lined up, you can place it into a couple of clamps, tighten those clamps off, and then wipe off the excess glue with a wet rag. And then to keep the serving tray base nice and flat, you can weight it down with something heavy. Beauty. Too easy. Okay, it's 24 hours later and the serving tray base should now be dry. So all you need to do is to first of all remove this weight. Oh, blimey. Getting weak in my old age. And now loosen off the clamps and we'll check it out. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. And now all we need to do is to cut this serving tray base to size. All you really need to do is square up one end, cut that nice and straight with a circular saw, measure to length and then cut to size. All I'm doing here now is cutting the sides for the serving tray base. Give it a quick sand, then add some glue and then just simply nail those sides together. There you go, an absolute piece of cake. Anybody can do this stuff, seriously. Now with that piece we just cut, I just want to glue this in place. Okay, bit of glue, and we'll slot him in right here, like that. Looks good. Now just want to get it nice and flush with the top, and nail that in place. All right, perfect. Now those image transfers didn't turn out too bad. A little light perhaps, but I think once a coat of polyurethane's applied, those colours should pop. And what's the point of having this piece of pallet wood here? I'm glad you asked. Drink anyone? The reason is that I'd like to be able to place a bottle of wine in the top or on the top like that, and then cut a slot along here so we can slide in a couple of wine glasses. And I reckon that would look pretty good. But just be aware when cutting the hole in the top for the wine bottle to not only allow just for the smaller rosé or white wine bottles, but also for the larger red wine bottles. I've used an 88mm hole saw and that red wine bottle just fits in there. A little snug, but it should do the job. All right, let's get some gear out and get this show on the road. Just get yourself a hole saw, cut a hole for the bottle. Oh, look at that, lovely. And then grab your jigsaw and cut that slot for the glasses. Oh, that looks pretty good. Now that didn't turn out too bad. I like it. Alrighty, now it's time for maybe some handles and potentially something down the side. Alright, looking good. For the handles, I found these ones off an old esky in a second-hand shop, and they look really good on this serving tray. Make it look nice and rustic. And then all we need to do is give it a quick sand, ready for the varnish. And to complete the job, I'm going to finish it off with a couple of coats with this clear satin varnish. Too easy. Now here's a nifty little trick that I always do when I'm painting or varnishing a project. I'll put it up on those little blocks that have a nail or a screw sticking out of them, and that just keeps the project up off the bench, which makes gaining access around the project really easy when applying paint or varnish. And there it is, folks, all done and dusted. I'm pretty happy with that. Lovely. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video on how to build a pallet wood serving tray. I had a great time making it, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And guess what? I've got a brand new website. Yep, DIYforknuckleheads.com. Link in the description box down below, where you can find the latest blog post on how to build this pallet wood serving tray, complete with dimensions, more photos, information, the lot. So make sure you check that one out. And while you're there, don't forget also to put your guesses in as to how many times I've said the word pallet in this video. Put your answers below as well. And as per usual, a big thumbs up for the video is greatly appreciated. And if this is your first time to my channel, please hit that subscribe button for more handy tips. Alrighty, I think I need a cup of tea. Or maybe a glass of the old rosé. Is it past 12 o'clock? We'll see how we go. Alrighty, be safe. Until next time, I'm out of here. Cheers.